Hi guys, we will look at the characters as well as the setting of the drama The Lighthouse Keeper's Wife by Charles J. Fourie. Let's start by looking at the setting. The play takes place on Robben Island. In the past, Robben Island was used by the government to isolate undesirable people. This included political prisoners such as the Khoikhoi in 1591, as well as the Xhosa captives during the frontier wars between 1779 and 1878. The island was also used to isolate tuberculosis patients during the early 1800s. The island was also used as a hospital for lepers and the mentally ill from the years 1846 to 1931. The lighthouse was then eventually built in 1864. The Cape mainland is 7 kilometers away from the island, and this is mentioned in the book. Robben Island is surrounded by cold water and sharks, which makes it nearly impossible to escape by swimming. Over the past 3.5 centuries, there have been many shipwrecks surrounding the island. Debris from the ships wash up on the shore of Robben Island. Plaatjies, who is one of the main characters, is seen trying to build a boat with planks from past shipwrecks in Act 1. Now we'll look at some of the characters. In The Lighthouse Keeper's Wife, there are only 4 characters. Let's analyze them. The first character we will look at is Plaatjies. He is an African man. We do not know his age, but he is called Old Plaatjies, which implies that he is an older man. Plaatjies is an inmate of the mental asylum on Robben Island. He was detained on the island as a lunatic. He appears to have lost touch with reality. Basically, he's crazy. He was arrested while living in the mainland for stealing vegetables. He told the magistrate of the court that he is the savior who has come to save his people. This pays reference to Christianity. His wife passed away a year ago, and since then his condition, referring to his mental state, has worsened. Plaatjies collects planks from old shipwrecks and continually tries to build a boat in order to escape Robben Island. This boat is continually destroyed by the mental asylum assistant who manages him. His name is Barney. He poetically describes the mainland, Cape Town, as a woman and an old lover whom he longs to be with. Plaatjies manages to maintain his hope of experiencing freedom despite being oppressed by the asylum warden. He opens up to Stella, the lighthouse keeper's wife, which in the end causes him to be the target of the jealous lighthouse keeper. The lighthouse keeper cuts out his tongue while in a jealous rage. Plaatjies is then kept locked up in the kraal, which refers to the mental asylum. Now we'll look at Lamprecht. He is the lighthouse keeper on Robben Island. Being a lighthouse keeper runs in his family. It is a family tradition. He is married to Stella Lamprecht. Lamprecht cannot read. He has a controlling nature and is a very jealous husband. He nearly beat a man to death for bringing Stella flowers. His constant fear of losing Stella to another man causes him to oppress her, which ultimately destroys their intimacy and relationship. Towards the end of the play, he cuts Plaatjies' tongue out while in a jealous rage. Now we'll look at Stella Lamprecht. She is the lighthouse keeper's wife. She is married to Lamprecht. Stella feels trapped in her relationship because of her husband's fear of other men trying their luck with her. Her husband continually tries to control her and hide her away from people in the fear that he will lose her. She sympathizes with Plaatjies and wants to help him. She does not believe that Plaatjies is crazy and relates to his plight. Stella has a strained relationship with Lamprecht, her husband. She longs for intimacy with him. She tries to keep her hope of a happy marriage alive by writing secret love letters to her husband, which she never gives him. When she realizes what he has done to Plaatjies, she appears to go mad. She tries to finish Plaatjies' boat and escape from the island and from her husband. Lastly, we'll look at Barney. Barney is an assistant at the mental asylum on Robben Island. He is initially from Kimberley. Barney is in charge of looking after Plaatjies, but he bullies and oppresses Plaatjies. He has an obsession with becoming a famous wrestler like Tromp van Diggelen. Public service careers runs in his family. Barney is invited over by Lamprecht, where he then provokes Lamprecht to hurt Plaatjies. We also see that Barney shows interest in Stella. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope this has helped you guys gain some clarity on some of the characters.